Markets closing flat today with most of the local stocks in the negative. Ridwaan Moolla is the CEO at Think Markets. He joins me now. Ridwaan, thanks indeed for your time. So markets globally were muted today, and we know that usually that happens when we get signals of higher interest rates in the offing. Was that the case today?
That was most certainly the case. I mean, everything, all the numbers coming out today, markets just seem to go almost quiet. I mean, the all-share index, like you said, flat, 46 points actually up, so slightly in the green. And it was actually led by a company called Monteque Renewables, which was up over 7%. But, that just goes to show that it was none of the heavyweights or anything really jumping. I mean, in the heavyweight sector or the top 40, we were led by Sasol, Bitcorp, and Anglo American. And I mean, Bitcorp was more because of the great numbers that it released. So really and truly very flat. On the downside, Aspen was down just over 3%. Financial sector down over 0.75%, and Standard Bank led it down 1.54% on the day. So it was really and truly quite quiet, from a trading point of view. And the inflation numbers, like you just spoke about now, that caused it. I mean, that really is just took everybody a bit back.
Yeah, I want to talk about Bitcorp, but let's just pick up from where you ended there. I mean, we've seen inflation come out, 7.8%, a 13-year high. But have we peaked on the inflation front here locally? Because inflation does influence what happens on these retail shares and so forth, isn't it? Do you think that from this point onwards, inflation has basically hit that high point and we could see some relief here?
I personally, I'm praying. I won't lie to you. That's the simplest thing. But to really and truly, I mean, if we look at ourselves, we compare ourselves to US, which is well over 8%, the UK, which is just ridiculously high as well. If we are at the peak right now, I would say then, yes, we need to be grateful. But I don't think we are there yet. I do still see us having to, if you look at August, remember we had an increase in price at the beginning of August. So for this month of August, I don't think that we're going to see a drop in it. It may come a bit later. So I think we're still going to be around the 7.8, even potentially 8% mark for this month. But obviously right now with the oil price pretty much at $100, the Rand just below 17 Rand, it's been holding there a bit. I think that's going to ease it a bit, maybe in the next month, September onwards, where we could see obviously a drop in the fuel price and the likes. But right now for this month alone, like we remember, this is the 7.8% is for July. We still have to report August. And I think for August, we may still see a bit of a higher one there.
All right. And then you mentioned Bitcorp a few moments ago. I mean, interesting company. We haven't had too much economic or company news today, but it's upped its shareholder payout by more than 3/4. That was impressive results we saw today.
It's amazingly impressive results. I won't lie to you. I mean, this share for me was just really and truly amazing. Remember, Bitcorp is actually a spin-off from Bidvest. They did it in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. But the results, the ultimate thing was profits were up 77%. That is just incredible. I mean, it is one of the best results we've seen, and we are in results season. So it's really and truly amazing results that have come out from them. They're doing very well. There's been some really nice increase in demand from Europe and Britain, which obviously has benefited Bitcorp. But revenue up 28.2%. Its trading profits, as we said, were up. Cash generated by operations before its working capital, that was up 41.4%. So everything looking really, really great on this company.
All right, and that's where we have to leave it. Ridwaan Moolla is the CEO at Think Markets.